busy person, for example, a mom, who's busy all day running around, what are some practical tips for making right healthy choices that guide your patients with? I'm sure.
Yeah, so as I said, we want to first be very honest and write down where we are in terms of what our food patterns are.
Hmm.
And once we know where we are, then there are two ways that I commonly, suggest. One, you can start with a particular meal and modify that meal every day of the week, and then once you get comfortable with that meal, then you tackle the next meal. So for example, you go for overnight oats loaded with rolled or still cut oats and some fresh fruit and some raisins, and top it off with some nut milk and some cinnamon, some cardamom.
Yeah.
um, and That's one way you can pre-plan. You can make those bowls uh, together and then put it in the refrigerator, so every morning you just take out the bowl and eat that, and that would last you 3-4 days easily. And then you
Hmm.
make it again, so that way just doing that 15-20 minute prep twice a week, you can easily tackle your breakfast.
Hmm.
And you can be creative with what you put in every of those bowls. You are not feeling like you're eating the same thing every day. You had some variety
Yeah.
on a weekly basis. Or the second approach is you target a particular day that you try to say, okay, I'm going to make it completely plant based, and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which will
Mm.
be all plant foods. Breakfast, like I mentioned, or just a bowl of fruits with some walnuts or some hemp seeds. And the lunch would be a good serving of some beans with vegetables and some brown rice. And dinner could be a chickpea pasta with lots of vegetables and some tomato sauce, and skipping any cheese, and just loading up with lots of things like zucchini, squash, peppers, onions, mushrooms, um, broccoli, leafy greens. So it's I'm just kind of blurting out your options here, but uh, those are two common ways. And if you feel no, that's still too much for me to handle, I need to make smaller changes, then just starting with making sure you're having at least two fruits every day, and then next week say, okay, I'm going to make sure I'm going to add two vegetables in my daily routine every day, and keep incrementally going up on that. So we can keep the goal post as small or as big as fits your schedule or routine. But the key is to make sure we find out where we are, and then try to put a bigger goal and see where we want to go, and then break down that journey into smaller changes and tackle one at a time. So that way you don't feel like you're making a million changes and feel overwhelmed,
Yeah.
and you get more and more comfortable, and as you become more comfortable, it becomes less stressful. So
Right.
then you're not stressing, you're enjoying the process.